There are times in life when everything feels overwhelming, when the weight of the world seems too heavy to carry alone. We face challenges in relationships, work, personal struggles, and even in our spiritual walk. But in these moments, we are reminded of one of the most comforting promises in the Bible, a promise that invites us to rest. It's found in Matthew 11:28-29, where Jesus speaks directly to us. Let's listen to his words today. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." These words are a direct invitation from Jesus, calling us to come to him to lay down our burdens and to find true rest. But what does this rest really mean? And why does Jesus promise to give it to us? First, let's look at the concept of rest. In a world that's always moving, always demanding more, rest can sometimes feel elusive. We work hard, we push through challenges, and we often forget to take care of ourselves along the way. Rest is not just about physical sleep or taking a break from work. True rest, the rest that Jesus promises, goes much deeper. It's the kind of rest that touches the soul, that brings peace to the heart and gives strength to continue through the hardest days. The word rest in this verse comes from the Greek word anapao, which means to refresh, to give rest, or to revive. This isn't just about lying down or taking a nap. This is about a deep, soul-level peace that only Jesus can provide. It's a peace that the world cannot give, a peace that surpasses all understanding. When Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened," he's acknowledging something we all experience. We all carry burdens, whether they are physical, emotional, or spiritual. These burdens can weigh us down, leaving us feeling exhausted and defeated. But here's the good news. Jesus doesn't tell us to carry these burdens on our own. He invites us to bring them to him. Jesus offers a different kind of yoke, a kind that is light and gentle. In the time of Jesus, a yoke was a wooden frame used to harness two oxen together to pull a plow. The yoke was a symbol of work and labor. But Jesus doesn't give us a heavy, burdensome yoke. Instead, he offers a yoke that is easy and light. When we take on his yoke, we are partnering with him in life's journey, and he helps us carry the weight of our challenges. Now let's pause for a moment and think about our lives. How often do we try to carry everything on our own? How many times do we try to control every aspect of our lives only to feel more burdened and exhausted? Jesus is telling us that we don't have to do it alone. We don't have to carry these burdens by ourselves. He is there to help us. When we surrender our burdens to him, he lifts the weight off our shoulders, and in return we find rest. Jesus continues, "Learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart." Here, Jesus is showing us his character. He's not harsh or demanding. He's gentle and humble. His heart is open, and he invites us to learn from him. In a world where we are often taught to push harder, strive for more, and never show weakness, Jesus offers us a different approach. He teaches us to be humble, to rely on God's strength, and to find peace in his presence. So, what does this mean for us today? How can we apply this promise of rest to our busy, often chaotic lives? First, we need to come to Jesus. This might seem simple, but it's often the hardest thing to do. We tend to turn to everything else when we're tired, our work, distractions, or even our own strength. But true rest comes when we come to Jesus, when we invite him into our lives and allow him to carry our burdens. Second, we need to take on his yoke. This doesn't mean that life will be free from challenges, but it means that we don't have to face them alone. We are not meant to do everything by our own power. When we partner with Jesus, he strengthens us and he gives us the wisdom and guidance we need. Finally, we need to learn from him. Jesus is the ultimate example of humility and peace. When we look at his life, we see someone who was never in a hurry, who took time for people, who rested in God's will even when life was difficult. As we learn from him, we begin to live in the same way, finding peace in the midst of chaos and rest in the midst of work. As we conclude today, I want to encourage you to reflect on these words from Matthew 11:28-29. What are the burdens you are carrying today? What are the areas of your life where you feel weary and worn out? Jesus is calling you to bring those burdens to him. He's offering you rest, peace, and a renewed sense of purpose. Let go of the weight you've been carrying, and let Jesus refresh your soul. His invitation is open to all of us, and he promises that when we come to him, we will find the rest that our hearts so desperately need.